Recovery Evolution, the recovery revolution. Keep an open mind.
Welcome to another East Coast Recovery Radio podcast. My name's Lester. I'm joined in the studio with Matt.
Hello.
On the sound, and we got a friend of ours who's a ex-client, and she's come back to visit us, and it's been a year since she came into recovery.
Yes.
Her name's Chrissy. She's sitting there grinning away. And she's carried on with her recovery journey, so we just thought it'd be great to do a short podcast to put on our Facebook. And we're going to do a longer one with Chrissy at some other time, just that she can share a little bit about her journey and where she's at now. So welcome, Chrissy.
Thank you, Lester.
So I guess for the folks that are listening, if you could sort of give us a brief summary of like what it used to be like for you, where you come from, what was your using like, and what led you into recovery.
Okay. Before I come into East Coast Recovery, I was a very angry person. I didn't know how to deal with my feelings, my emotions. I was just a nightmare, basically. I put my family through hell, traumatised them. I've got 3 beautiful children, and I've traumatised my children because I didn't know where to put my anger. And by putting the drugs down and drink down, I didn't know, I was scared. It was the fear of what I was left with. And when I come into East Coast Recovery, I just couldn't accept no one. I made people hate me because I wanted to push them away from me.
Because have you done any other treatment?
I did. I went to 3 other rehabs, one in Luton, one in Broadreach, and to be honest with you, they didn't do nothing for me because I just wasn't ready to surrender, and I wasn't shown how to deal with my feelings, and I thought the drugs was my problems. But today,
What drugs were it?
I was on heroin, crack, anything I could get my
Did
hands on.
you do any methadone prescriptions?
Yes, I did. Done methadone as well.
How did that go for you?
It was horrible. I just was using on top of that. So that I just added to my drug use by taking methadone as well. And
so what was your sort of day-to-day life like?
It was just a nightmare. I was in and out of police stations. You're
sort of a pretty aggressive person when you come in.
I was very, very angry. I wanted to hurt everyone on the street. I wanted to hurt my family. I just got involved in crime, in fights. I was always in police stations. I even called police on my own children. I fought with my children. It was just horrible. It was just a living nightmare. That's what I lived on. Living on streets, waking up in crack houses.
How many years was that sort of going on?
19 years.
Well, a lot. That's a lifetime.
I was in addiction, yeah.
And hardcore.
Very hardcore, yeah. I got to the stage that I nearly was putting needles in my arm. Thank God I didn't get to that because my children did try and rescue me. And each time it tried to happen, they sort of pulled me out of that. So thank God I didn't get to that. But I was just going all over the place. I was living in everyone's houses, didn't care about myself. Nearly lost my flat, nearly lost everything, basically. Thank God my children took it all off me. And I'm gradually getting that back today.
Was there anything in your life that was sort of stable for you? Or was
Nothing,
your whole life
nothing.
chaotic?
My whole life was chaotic. My whole life. Nothing was stable.
Complete chaotic drug use.
I had 2 beautiful grandchildren in my addiction, and I made loads of promises that I stopped for them. They went through hell having their children, my son, and I still couldn't stop for them. My grandson was in a coma for 1.5 years, and I just went out there out of my nut, and it was just horrible.
So you went to rehabs and that, so you were obviously a few times you were trying to...
Yeah, I'd done a few home detoxes as well, and they didn't even work for me because I was just in denial all the time because the fear of me putting that down, I was just scared out there, didn't know where to go, who to deal with. I used to cry every day because I didn't want to be in addiction, but I didn't know how to get out of it.
So it sounds like, because you've been to treatment before several times, done detoxes, and then you come to ECR. So I think like what Lester was implying there, it's like there's been several occasions in your life where you've at least if you like, theoretically put your hands in the air and said, I surrender, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, I did.
So you have actually done that. So what then when you caused, you said like when you got the treatment, you just weren't ready.
No.
So what caused the, well, I need help and then I'm not ready?
I don't know. It was my son. They done an intervention on me with one of my key workers around the house because they just were at that stage that they were going to take everything away from me and just throw me out. They couldn't take no more. And when I get emotional because when I see my son getting on his knees and begging me not to die, I think that's what really done it for me. And I thought, what am I doing to these kids? And he just was begging for mercy, and I just said, look, I can't do it for you guys. I can't even do it for myself, so I'm not going to say I'm going to go for you guys. When I'm ready, I will go it. And my key worker, I remember her saying, follow her around the cycle, don't break the cycle with her. And that's what they was doing for months. And then I turned around and said, I think I'm ready. And then someone said to me, you need a thorough 12-step one. And I didn't even come and visit ECR, and I said, yeah, I'll do that. And I was willing to do anything to get rid of this addiction. And this is when I came to ECR. And I don't know, there was just something about this. I've got nothing to lose here. I'm sitting here because this rehab saved my life and I've got nothing to lose. I'm out of treatment today, so I don't have to sit here and do what I'm doing today. But I'm doing it because this is the only place that saved my life. And when I first come in, I just thought it was a cult. I thought they wanted my money, and I phoned up my daughter and I said, they just want the money. And she said, Mum, they will fill that bed in seconds as soon as you walk out that gate. And something just clicked for me there and then when she said that to me. And for the first 6 months I was climbing the walls in there, I was erratic, I was scared. And I think what it was the fear of letting you guys in, because I didn't know how to do that. I didn't know what to do with my anger because I used to get very frustrated.
Yeah, because you always seem like someone that if something upset you, you were like a volcano. You just explode into totally irrational.
Because I didn't know how to express my feelings and my emotions.
Which was a real barrier, I guess, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was for me.
So I remember we had to put a lot of effort into working with you to when you're angry to calm you down and help you work through it.
I just didn't want to see the truth, I suppose. I had so much shame, guilt and pain, and I just got to that stage, I'm better off dead, because all the pain that I'm putting my family through, the people around me through, I'm thinking, why are they wasting their time on me? And when I see you guys, how much love and care that you've got for us in here, not just for me, for all of us in here, it just like, you never gave up on me. That's what I started seeing, and you believed in me. You believed that I could make it out there, and
you didn't make it easy.
No, I didn't make it easy because I didn't know how to. I didn't know how to show.
That's why we stick with you.
I didn't know how to show that, and it was till you guys let me go to Cambridge, and I used to moan about a stain on my trainer, and there was people out there dying, and I thought, what am I doing? I'm so lucky. I've got 9 months here. There's these people that could have chucked me out like the other rehabs did, because they just didn't care. And you lot didn't do that to me. You stuck by me, and I think I started thinking, what, these guys do really love me and they do really care about me. And that's when I started listening a little bit. And
I think you started to discover what was actually going on in your head and started to get control of it.
Yeah.
That's the thing I noticed, that you started to actually, instead of just keep letting it all come out your mouth, you started to roll your eyes backwards.
I did.
And look at what was actually going on in your head and start taking some responsibility for your own...
For my actions, your
emotions.
All I knew was to blame everyone else.
But I do remember that time when Chrissy went to Cambridge. So that was a dramatic turn in your recovery, wasn't it?
It
was an eye-opener for you, wasn't it?
Very much so.
Seeing all those other people that were so desperate to get into treatment.
Yeah.
And
you went and did a talk for us?
Yeah.
The pre-rehab group.
It was a major change in Chrissy when she came back. It was a really emotional time for you, actually, wasn't it?
Very was, especially with one of the clients in there. When I see her chasing us after the car and I look back at that window and I see begging us for mercy to bring us with her.
Yeah.
And I thought, what am I doing? What am I doing? And, as well with you, Lester, by putting me on maintenance, that taught me how to sit with myself and think what was going on for me and looking at myself, because I didn't know how to do that, you know, and it was scary. I was scared. I was really scared because I'd never lived life out there on clean terms, you know, and...
Do you think you could have done that in the community?
Never.
Because you needed that
Never.
amount of support around you to help contain you.
Yeah, and I think with ECR they've got such a good structure, and that's what I always loved in my life, a structure. I've always wanted that, you know, and I never had that. I couldn't get that. I didn't know how to do it, you know, and you guys showed me that and showed me how to listen, showed me how to sit with my feelings, showed me I didn't have to be angry with people, and just to keep my side of the street clean and stop blaming others, and you know, and I didn't know I was the problem and the solution today. And
So how long was you with us?
for 9 months.
9 months.
9 months, and to be honest with you, the first 6 months, it didn't mean nothing to me, but the last 3 months, I was just so blessed that I got that, because if it wasn't for them first 3 months...
It wasn't all that therapy, it was coming to work on domestics, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. If it wasn't for them last 3 months of my treatment, I would never have... I'm not saying I've got the...
No, the
program.
light bulb kind of went on, didn't it, about that 6 month period? The light bulb went on for you and you started to
it
realise
did.
what was actually happening to you
Did.
and what you could do about it. And it allowed you to start participating in your own
Yeah.
recovery and your own
Yeah.
development, which you did.
Well, it's one of those things as well. No, I was only saying that in group this morning. Is like, you know, alcoholics and addicts. Like, I guess the rest of humanity, but certainly with alcoholics and addicts, we want love, we want acceptance, we want respect. But actually, when you look at our behaviour, especially, you know, before we come into recovery and even early recovery, it's like we're the most difficult people to love because of our behaviour.
Yeah.
We want love, acceptance, respect, but we don't do anything to get love, acceptance, or respect. You know, and I think that's one of the things I've noticed about you, is that it took you a long time to trust us.
Yeah.
But once you did trust, once your barriers went down, there was a complete like, psychic change happened to you, wasn't there?
And also, when I'd done my steps the second time round, that helped me a lot, because I couldn't understand. I've always blamed the drugs for my behaviour. And when I put it down, I didn't understand why my behaviour was still the same.
Yeah.
And that's what made me realise, well, it's not the drugs that's my problem. I must be the problem, because why is my behaviour more erratic off of the drugs and drink, you know? And that sort of clicked in my head as
You
well.
really starting to see that you did have a mental problem.
Big time, yeah. And I have,
And
you know.
when you wasn't on drugs as well.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, how old are you now, Chrissy?
I'm 53 now.
53 now, and you started using drugs when?
When I was about 34, 35.
So that's quite late, isn't
Yeah.
it? So you already had children at that stage, didn't
Yeah.
you? How many kids did you have by
3.
then? So you'd already had 3 children. How old were they when you started taking drugs?
My youngest was 6 weeks old. My other one was 5 and 10.
Okay, so what caused you to start using it? It was a fairly late age.
My son was sexually abused, and I blamed myself for it, because I thought, what kind of mother can let that happen to their child? And I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. I was facing a big court case, and I was scared of that. And I took this stuff, and I didn't know what I was taking. And then 3 days later, I know today that I was withdrawing, and I called up the person and I said, what's happening to me? I've got to be in court today. She brought me this stuff, and that was it for me. I hid it for a year from my family. My family started getting to know that I was on it. And when I first went into my first rehab, I told my mum I was going away on a course, and my brother said, no, you're going to tell her the truth, where you're really going.
So how bad did things get for your family and your children with your
Very
addiction?
bad, very bad. I went out to score, and I said to my son I'd be back 5 minutes, and I ended up getting nicked by the police, and my son was in the house till 7 o'clock at night on his own, screaming for me, and I couldn't open my curtains, I couldn't open my blinds. I just pushed everyone away from me, and even my own children I pushed away, and it was so painful, and the pain, the shame, the guilt of what I was doing to my children, it just got unbearable for me, and I couldn't do it no more, and it just made me go further into addiction, because that's the only thing that would suppress my feelings, because I didn't know how to deal with them. But today I know how to deal with that, because when I get that gut feeling and my head tells me to do things and my gut feeling is not feeling right, I try to get a balance today. when I know my head's okay and my inner self is okay, then I know that I'm at that balance. But when one's telling me something, I have to take a reality check. And
so how long ago was it that you left East Sham and went back to London?
I've been out 3 months now, 14th of June I left.
So what's the relationship like with your children, your family now?
Amazing. When I first went home, I was having a bit of a wobble because I didn't know how to be that mum. I was scared, and they was just as scared as well. And I was going back to my old behaviours with them, but thank God for this 12-step programme, because that showed me that there was something not right. And I've never known a treatment centre to keep in contact with me every day since I've been away from here. I've never known that. And for me to come back here is saying something, because I've never, even my son coming up here said, Mum, we're so proud of you going back there. You've never done that for all the treatment centres. You've been going, you know, that you've been in this rehab must have done something to you. And it was hard when I went. I'm not going to say it was easy, but as soon as I got home and I landed on my doorstep, I threw my case in and I said to my kids, I need a meeting.
Yeah, you knew what to do.
Yeah, definitely.
But, you know, you also decided to do it. Because, I mean, you know,
Definitely.
we think we got a great programme. We know it works.
It does work,
for
believe
people that
me.
want to work it.
Does
It's
work
like
it.
we can't make people do what they don't want to do. But
And it's such a simple programme. It's such a simple programme, you know. I just do what I'm suggested to do today, and I go to my meetings every day. My son tells me when I need a meeting now. You know, Mum, you're getting a bit agitated. You need a meeting. I said, yeah, you're right, son. And I do get emotional because I've never stood in the mirror with my daughter. She nicks my shoes today. I have to phone up and ask where my shoes are. And, you know, for my grandchildren to say to me, Nanny, your head's better now. I know where my grandkids go to school today.
Oh, yeah,
I've got
beautiful.
door keys to my son's flat. I've got door keys to my mum's flat. And
get a lot of keys in recovery.
yeah, I do. Key rings, you know. And to have my mum staying in my house, I didn't even know where my mum lived. You know, and the first time I went round there, when I come out of recovery, she opened the door and she just lit up. She went, you found it, you know, where I live. And I don't know, I just can't explain it in words. It's amazing because I've got my mum staying in my house. She's never stayed there, ever. You know, and, you know, before I come up here, she's had my nan's jewellery since 2000 and what my nan left me, and today I'm wearing that.
Wow.
You know, she put it on me before I come up here. And
I was looking at all that gold,
Yeah.
a little bit like Mr. T.
My
Mrs.
nan-
T,
my
man.
A
nan
year
left
ago,
it.
it ended up in crack converters, wasn't it?
yeah, you know, and for her to put that on my neck took my mum a lot.
Yeah.
And to see what I've done to my mum, she actually deteriorated. Because it's not only me, it's not about me, it's about the ripple effect that I caused, and I never see all of that. And to see my mum, but you know what I love about today, I can look after my mum today. I go to hospital appointments with her today. I phone up doctors, you know, and she's handed me her insurance papers as well. And it's not about money, you know, I just want to love my mum today and look after her, but I've got everything in my house, and that's how much trust they've got me within 3 months, because they've seen the change in me, you know. And they always talk about you guys, you know. They said, thank God, you know, you went to that rehab, because Mum, we see a massive change in you. And I find where I'm humble, my kids are at peace. My son used to walk down the stairs with his face facing the floor. Today he comes down the stairs bubbly with a smile on his face. I don't have to wake him up no more for work. He wakes himself up because he's at peace and he's sleeping at night. You know, and it's just lovely to see that. And he gives me a little rub on my head when he goes out the door. And he comes in and, you all right, Mum? What time are you going to a meeting today? You know, and it's just lovely that they're at peace today, you know, and I can listen to my kids on the phone. I can talk to my kids on the phone. And for my daughter to phone up me and not tell me about her problems, it's amazing. You know, when I first went out, we had a little wobble, and Sonia said to me, let her process it for 4 days, and I did. Because normally I'm swearing down the phone, and she sent me a beautiful text saying, Mum, I'm so sorry that happened between us. I was just as scared as you. And she admitted that she needed counselling to let go of her past. But that's okay, I can accept that today. Because she needs to deal
And
with
so
it.
you still got plenty of support from friends and recovery
I've got a
friends?
massive recovery. The day I left there, I went to a meeting and I reached out for help, and I told them I was scared. You know, going back to London because it was very manic. And I go to NA parties. I'm a secretary at a meeting now. I'm a greeter, female greeter. I'm a tea greeter, making tea now. And it's just amazing. I go out every day with them after the meeting to have coffee, dinner. I've been to NA parties, and they're the best sober living parties I've been to. I've never enjoyed myself in my life, and I've got such a massive support network because I can reach out to people today. I've got a beautiful sponsor in my life. She's 19 years clean, and she's just amazing. And I'm going through my steps again as well. I want to do it on the outside, and I'm getting a better understanding of the book, you know, and that book's my life. I take that everywhere with me, because that's all I know today, and that's all I want to know. I learned how to not touch to things outside when there's something going on. It's not my business anymore, it's not my problem. Where before I used to get involved in things like that and wanted to be nosy and video it, I don't have to do that today. You know, and I live my programme every day. I have to live my programme every day. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do get my ups and downs, but I can do a reality check on myself today and start my day again. And I've just been set free. I'm at peace today. You know, I still keep my structure that I've got. I took from ECR. Do my own awakenings. I do my prayers. I do my meditations. You know, and I don't know. I just can't explain it in words. I'm just.
So these are the promises from the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous. Let's see if you got any of this. It said, if we're painstaking about this phase of our development, we'll be amazed before we're halfway through. We're going to know a new freedom and a new happiness. We will not regret the past nor wish to shut the door on it. We will comprehend the word serenity. We will know peace. No matter how far down the scale we have gone, we will see how our experience can benefit others. That feeling of uselessness and self-pity will disappear. We will lose interest in selfish things and gain interest in our fellows. Self-seeking will slip away. A whole attitude upon life will change. Fear of people and of economic insecurity will leave us. We will intuitively know how to handle situations which used to baffle us. We will suddenly realise that God is doing for us what we could not do for ourselves. Now, my question to you is, are these extravagant promises?
Yes, they are.
They're not extravagant in the sense of, are they fulfilled in your life?
Definitely. You know what, Matt, when you used to tell me them promises, when you used to go to that board and say, I promise you that this is true, I didn't believe you.
So it's not a big claim it's making, that's actually what
your experience.
Yes, definitely, yes. Yeah. Yes, it's all true, whatever it says in that. But in my life today, you know, them promises have come true for me.
Yeah. So how different is your life a year later?
Amazing. I just love being in recovery. I just love being out there. And you know what, when I tell my mum I'm going to do something, I'll do it today. You know, and she still phones me. I says, "Oh, you come in," but no, she don't do that.
That was nice when you sent us a photograph of your, what do you call them, support worker?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Mary Bell.
Yeah.
Thank God for that woman.
She's
happy
amazing.
To see
you again, wasn't she?
I've just passed my peer mentor course. I've done 6 weeks training on that. I'm doing another 6 weeks training to go into mental health on hospital wards.
Go on, Chrissy.
And I work with others today, and that's the most important thing for me, is working for others and helping others, you know, and I enjoy doing it. Just love it.
So when was you a year clean?
On Monday.
We'll give her a round of applause, mate.
Thank you.
Look, I'm going to end it now because we want to do a short one, and we're going to get you back in the future, and we're going to have a real deeper look at your story and your recovery, but it's so nice to see your eyes are shining. Yeah. The gold looks good.
Don't she look well? She looks really well, doesn't she?
Yeah, you look like.
Yeah, I feel brilliant.
If you're up for it as well, one of the things that Les and me are planning on doing somewhere in the very near future, hopefully, we're going to try and get 3 or 4, maybe 5 women who are parents in recovery who went through that process of either losing or nearly losing their children, and we want to do kind of an interview with a whole lot of them. Yeah. I think so many people get a lot out of that. So would you be up for that?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, we might even get some of your kids in, because we've started to do some with people sort of grown children.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
Anyway, we love you. You're always welcome here.
Too.
It's been great. It was great on maintenance. You can see all the flower boxes you painted on the internet.
Looking good.
I love
Chrissy's handy
work.
Colourful flower boxes. And anyway, thanks a lot for coming back and seeing us.
Thank you.
And we finished there. So if anyone out there, you've got a problem with drugs and alcohol, or a family member that's struggling and you want some help or just want to ask some questions, you can check out our website.
Which is www.eastcoastrecovery.co.uk.
And thanks a lot, Matt.
And ECR's the place to come.
Thanks,
Right on.
Chrissy.
God bless. Thanks, everybody.
See you later.
Bye.
Recovery evolution, the recovery revolution. Keep an open mind.